Good afternoon and welcome to the... Is that young Hyland? Is that Keelan making noise? To this press conference here in the Royal Theatre in Castlebar. Well, you know where you are anyway. The reason I'm delaying is not because I'm forgetting anything, because I can't even remember tomorrow. But one by one I'm going to bring up the people here. The only one that's missing is the man who's going to meet young Henry. But we'll be doing that in just a moment. The man here with the microphone is tied up. He's done a big deal with the BBC, UTV, NGT, 531, 637, News Talk, the whole lot. Are we working yet?
Should be working, yep.
Yet? Ah, look. Let's have a small bit of applause for the microphone. And let's fill up the tables and then we'll advance with the press conference. Already sitting at the table, because it's so well subscribed today, he thought he'd miss out. So he decided he'd sit down first. Is Jerry Coyle here, who is by way of being manager and father of, whatever you call your man, Henry. Jerry. Jerry is one quiet man. You wouldn't hear him behind a postage stamp. It'd be a very big postage stamp. Sitting on my immediate right is the man who's promoted some of the biggest operations ever in this country, fights that is, and in fact brought a couple of world title fights to Ireland, is Brian Peters. And then one by one, in no particular order, as they say on the best television shows, in no particular order, when they know already what the order is. Before we do that, a special welcome to the man who was featured in the song, Will Galway Beat Mayo, with the Saw Doctors, Will Galway Beat Mayo, not if they have Willie Joe. Willie Joe. We have here Willie Joe Patton from non-Armagh. Mayo. Good to have him here. Also another man, if I digress just for a moment, one of the greatest days ever in Irish boxing history was 1992 in Barcelona, when in the one morning Ireland won 2 medals, or boxers from Ireland won 2 medals, a silver for Wayne McCullough and a gold for Michael Carruth. And the manager of that very successful Ireland team happens to be from this neck of the woods as well, Jerry Horkin, who's here with us. Filling up the seats at the top tables. Over here, a man is going to be involved in one of the big fights of the night the West was won, or about to be won, John Waldron. John. And the man whom he'll meet on that particular night, also from this neck of the woods, is Michael Sweeney. Michael recently did some sparring with Vladimir Klitschko. But unfortunately, he couldn't continue because his toe was sore. You didn't come up with an excuse like that, at least.
The kid wouldn't even do that.
No, a child wouldn't do it, you're quite right. Sitting beside, if he doesn't mind, sitting beside John over there, is Finbarr Eade. Finbarr. And Finbarr will be on the bill on that evening as well. So that's going to be one very, very good evening. Patrick Hyland. Patrick, from a great boxing family, the Golden Cobra gang from Tala. Patrick is, if he wins this one on the 12th of August, Friday the 12th of August in the Royal Theatre, he will be only one win away from the magical record of one John Caldwell, the late John Caldwell from Belfast, Irish Olympian of course as well. John went 25-0, as they say in America. The O is very important. 25 wins, 25 fights, and Patrick only needs to win this one and one more, and he'll have equal that. Patrick. And we how many places have we left now? These. Oh yeah, your man is here as well. Now, wherein the fights will take place in one of the most beautiful venues in the country, not just for boxing contests, but a theatre reckoned to be good enough in world standards, because it's as good as any theatre you'll find in any of the big cities of the world. And that's not just Plymouth, because I happen to be here, but such as Jimmy Carr and Glenn Campbell and our own Tommy Fleming and Jimmy Buckley and Big Tom and Clannad and what do you call it, fellas with spiky hair? Jedward. They're all going to be here. And a man who spent an absolute fortune on making this one of the theatres in Ireland and in Europe is one Pat Jennings. Pat, one of the former goalkeeper, of course, for Arsenal, Newry Town and Spurs. And you'd know by the gait of him that he was an agile goalkeeper. Actually, Pat Jennings did actually play very good Gaelic football, because I know I was the captain of the team. And in fact, we both played really well, didn't we, Pat?
That's true.
Thank you. Actually, we were brutal, the two of us, but that doesn't matter. It's going to be a huge night in Castlebar, that night of the 12th of August, 2011. Great promotion, and a lovely one to bring here indeed. The man will be coming here from Naples to see Naples and die, but in his case it may be see Castlebar and feel unwell, maybe, one wish him death. Elio Catena, whose grandfather was an Olympian and a European champion. He couldn't be with us today because the airport in Foxford is closed, so he couldn't make it down. But his opponent is here. And he's a man whom, well, I've seen a lot of and commentated a lot upon. But there was one particular night at the National Stadium in Dublin. I'm surprised Jerry told me it 7 years ago. I didn't think it was that long ago. The night that he fought James Moore, who was on a huge run of success at the time. But it also coincided with a time when there was some soil subsidence in Mayo. I'm sure all the Mayo people here will know about that. And there was another subsidence from the South Circular Road in Dublin. Because after he won the Irish title, everybody from the land of the salted breeze got in the ring. Everybody from Gisala got in the ring, and everybody's picture was taken with everybody else. And the whole night couldn't continue for about 3 hours. And why not celebrate? Because the man who was responsible for that famous victory is now a professional. Welcome home, Henry Coyle. Henry, you remember that night, but don't answer. Of course you do remember that night. Also with us here, I'm glad to say this evening too, is Cathaoirleach, chairman of the Shannon, Paddy Burke. You're very welcome, Paddy. Are all the chiefs from Mayo now?
Well, we have the chairman of Mayo.
The Mayo?
No, Castlebar Town Council. Yeah.
The Castlebar. Eugene McCormick is the chairman of the Castlebar County Council. One of them's bound to be right.
Honestly, he's said yes so far, and I'm willing to step up. And you know, I'm going for the win, and I can't see going 8 rounds, to be honest. I competed at a cruiserweight for a while, to be honest, and you know, it's not my natural weight, to be honest. And the 2 defeats that I had, to be honest, was unfortunate, really, in one, and I wasn't, you know what I mean. So cruiserweight is not my weight. I'm down with light heavyweight now, to be honest, and I get over the 12th of August first, and there'll be bigger things ahead of me, you know. So
Michael, last time I saw you were carrying an injury. What was that?
My Achilles. I was sparring Klitschko in last September, and I damaged my.
It's better than a toe, anyway.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, I had an operation on it, you know. So, yeah, I can prove it. I can. But yeah, I had, and it was unfortunate, and I had a shot at the EU title that time, and you know, I had a lot of opportunities, to be honest, and I still have, and. You know, obviously I have to take care of what's coming up first, and you know, there's things at light heavyweight, to be honest, it's my weight. You know, I'm without to spar Chad Dawson, and he fights on October 15th, so I believe I'm heading out there again to give him some more sparring. So all this all experience, to be honest, you know. So I'm looking forward on the night, and as John shows up, it'll be a good fight. You know.
John will show up, but Chad Dawson won't be getting in his head. They don't forget that.
Which John?
Listen, lads,
I'll leave it for tonight.
don't fight without an audience. I know you have an audience, but I haven't paid it. So, the fake. Mikey Coveney, you'd know a bit about Mickey, would you?
Yeah, he's been around a while. He's 25 pro fights here, so it's a big step up for me. I'm up for the challenge, so I came back for.
So you think you can handle them?
Oh, yeah. I'm not going in there.
Where are you from now?
I'm from Westport.
Another Mayo man.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck Mayo.
That's fellas are leaving already. Imagine that, leaving before the fat lady sings. Anyway, are they from Roscommon?
Shut up.
He's saying that if you win this, you're only one away from the great
Yeah,
Johnny
no pressure,
Coyle.
Jimmy, no pressure on that one there. No. There was no pressure put on me there for that.
No, I wouldn't like to do that. But Coyle will get beaten. I'm not saying you're going to get beaten.
No.
Anyway, form is good for you.
Form's been great, yeah. I'm on fire, I'm buzzing. So good to get into the ring again, like, you know, just after a title win there now. So keep me busy and look after it, get this one out of the way and then see what's on there for the 24, you know.
To those in our audience here in Castlebar, who may not know all the comes and wherefores of your family, like, it's a boxing house, isn't it?
It is indeed.
Like there's another Patrick,
Yeah.
who
Standing over
looks
there.
like your brother actually, but
He's as young as me brother, I'd say.
yeah, he's
In his head.
Yeah.
be in his head and maybe other places as well. But that's Patrick Senior and you're Patrick kind of Junior.
That's the one, yeah.
And then there's Paulie and Eddie.
Paulie's here as well today.
Is he?
He's over there with another young breed.
Yeah?
You know, Paulie's son, Pop Kid and
Yeah.
Eddie, yeah. So it's all boxing in that family.
Are you the best of them?
Well, your record says that, but you know, I don't agree. Like, I think brothers are, you know, we're all together. Like, I reckon we're all around the same. We march off each other, you know, use each other's best assets, and build on our own careers. Like.
Tell me about your opponent now on the 12th of August.
I'm not sure.
You don't know yet.
I don't know. Yet.
I have a secret, but I don't want to frighten you too much.
You know?
No. But we'll know very shortly. That's Patrick Hyland. A little ripple of applause for Patrick.